For the bottom line, let's go to Washington and Chief Washington Correspondent, anchor of This Week, George Stephanopoulos. George, good morning.
Hey, Diane.
Back to the speech about Islam and Christianity and all of the religions of the world coexisting. What about the morning after? We took a look at some of the headlines for overseas. They seem divided, but mostly positive. What's the assessment at the White House?
What the White House believes, they think they broke through on the speech. They think that's the most important thing they did. They got the region to pay attention. They established the president as an honest broker. Now, what they are worried about, and you saw it in the clip from the president that Chris just showed right there, is that they've raised expectations too high, put too much pressure on the president and the United States now to deliver. The mantra from the White House and administration officials over the last 24 hours is it was only one speech. No one expected the waters to part, and they know that they've gotten both hit and praise from both the Muslim world and in Israel. What they're worried about is now, will those communities deliver? Will they step up and actually make the sacrifices, make the decisions they need to make for peace? The president is willing to do his part, but he's worried that too much pressure will be put on the United States now to follow through and to take the ball by themselves.
All right, I want to move on to Germany if I can, because Chancellor Angela Merkel, she's been reported to be frosty about the president. Frosty was the word used because she thinks he's throwing too much money at as stimulus in the current economic crisis.
There's a big difference between the president, between the United States and Germany over stimulus. There is no question about it. And a big part of the president's mission today is to get the United States and Germany on the same page on economic matters, on how to approach Iran and its nuclear program. And probably one of the biggest problems now dividing the United States and Germany is how to deal with those Guantanamo detainees. The Germans have been watching this debate here in the United States, where Congress is saying, hey, wait a second, we don't want to take any of these detainees in our homes, and that has made them much less willing to accept Guantanamo detainees in Germany. If the Germans don't take any of the detainees, it's going to be impossible for the president to close Guantanamo, so he's going to push that very hard today.
A quick question for you. I know you have an exclusive interview with the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, coming up this Sunday. What's the big question for her?
The big question for her, I think, is what is her role exactly? It's now 1 year since she left the presidential campaign, bowed out of the campaign against President Obama. How has her role developed? You know, there's a high-powered team in the administration, Secretary Gates, Vice President Biden, all of these special envoys. Where does she fit in? What is she going to do in these coming weeks and months?